Hi, beautiful souls. All right, this is going to be the What You Need to Know video series. This is for the sign of Cancer. Cancer sun, moon, rising Venus. All right. So I felt like you guys deserve a live message. I hope that this message finds you well. This is going to be like an energy update on how your person feels about you, what's going on in a connection, anything that's important, anything you need to know. These are not my traditional format with my, like how I do my general readings. These are going to be a little bit more frank, to the point. I'm really going to channel the person's energy, your energy. So this is a little bit unorthodox, okay? Keep in mind that this is still general, but it will apply to whoever it needs to apply for. So if you were guided here because of the title or intuitively led here, or if you normally resonate with my Cancerian videos, this is definitely for you. Cross watchers, you are most definitely welcome here. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off with the energy oracle deck, and we're going to get some energy on how your person's feeling right now. We're going to see if there's any possibility of reconciliation, if there's any conflict, obstacles, or blocks, whatever comes up, okay? I am a Cancer myself. So what you need to know, Cancerians, the energies can be interchangeable or reversed. Wow, those birds are having a field day. I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping. So we have fourth chakra, lots of chakras. So you guys are doing some healing work. Gorgeous energy. You're doing some healing work, especially on an emotional level with the heart chakra. So you guys obviously have experienced some sort of disappointment or heartbreak, and you guys are healing. Currently, we have the seventh chakra in reverse, though. Okay, so you're not 100% clear on a vision for this relationship, meaning part of you has one foot in and one foot out. Some of you guys are still not seeing something clearly. So you're probably going to have an epiphany. Some of you guys are not listening to your intuition, or the person you're connecting to isn't. Someone is, it's like head and heart, right? These two cards. Heart chakra, heart, crown chakra, head. So as we could see, there's a lack of balance here, okay, with the head and the heart. Your heart wants this person, right? Or the person's heart wants to be with you so badly, but their mind is saying otherwise, right? Or your mind is. There's a little bit of a conflict there. Ooh, door to romance, beautiful. So there's a new beginning, not necessarily meaning reconciliation. This could be a new person altogether, but there's a new beginning, an opportunity, maybe an offer coming in. Wow, healer of the ages. I did pick up that you guys were doing a lot of healing, but you are still conflicted. So you guys are dealing with some ruminating thoughts. Maybe you're still thinking about this person, and it is causing emotional instability or confusion. I'm feeling a lot of love, feeling a lot of emotions, but you're definitely doing self-care, which is gorgeous for you guys. You guys need it. You deserve it. You're definitely focusing on self-love, nurturing your heart. So it started off as a beautiful romance. It started off as something very intense for you. And you being a Cancerian, you know, when you love hard, right? You love very hard. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful trait to have, to love someone from a space of unconditionally rather. But sometimes when we have a lot of love to give, there's an overflow, but it's okay to begin with. But then when the energy is not reciprocated back, you tend to give too much, and then you become depleted, right? Your cup starts off overflowing, right? It's runneth over, and then someone's taking, and then they leave you empty, right? And then you don't have any love left to give to yourself. Some of you guys are operating from an empty cup, or you were at some point, but you learn to heal yourself through your experiences, right? So with the heart chakra, you've experienced a deep fragmentation here, traumatic events, multiple ones, or this situation was a very traumatic situation for you. Hey, beautiful. How are you, sweetie? This was very traumatic, and it was a rejection or a loss of some sort, and you're still mending your broken heart. Some of you guys are coming out of that energy where you feel better, you feel healed, but there's still a conflict in the mind. So with this energy of rejection, I want to say that both of you, you or your person, felt this rejection on different levels. There was a purpose behind it, and I know that it's kind of it's hard to grasp. Why did you have to go through something so traumatic? For some of you guys, this is a series of events: loss of a relative, loss of a loved one, loss of a lover, right? Just disappointment all around, and you had to understand or gain emotional intelligence from these experiences, right? There was a fragmenting of the soul. So and this is about calling all the parts of you back, finding wholeness in the experience, right? And all the chaos, right? There's a rebuilding phase. When we think about a storm, like a hurricane or a tornado, it's completely destructive. But there is something to be said about rebuilding. Okay, if you've ever experienced something like a storm, right? I'm in Florida, so I've experienced multiple hurricanes, and I understand how it could be devastating, right? But the rebuilding, process here, especially being a Floridian, and I'm just going to use this as a quick analogy, is that you find cracks, you find weak points, and in the rebuilding process, you make sure that you rebuild better, stronger. And I know Trap Therapy Tarot could definitely attest to this, right? She's very intuitive, so she can feel me on a deeper level what I'm saying here. When you've been broken, when you've been hurt, and you've experienced devastation or traumatic events, there is a rebuilding process that is rebuilding you stronger, because there was some weakness recognized in you. And please don't take me saying weakness as don't take that in the wrong way, but there was a weakness inside of you. There was too much room for invasion. There was too much room, right? Cracks in the structure, for leaks, for instability. There was too much room to where you were too fragile, basically. So Spirit was like, okay, now that you have recognized these weak points or this fragility within you, we're going to go ahead and give you the space to rebuild, but you're going to rebuild stronger based on your past experiences, so that if there is another situation that comes about, it can't knock you down, baby, right? If another storm comes your way, Cancer, it can't destroy that foundation, baby, because that foundation is strong. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you understand where I'm coming from? So I want you to understand that, yes, you've been through it. We all been through it, and we're still working through it, some of us, and some of us are on the other side of it, right? But for the ones that are still struggling with the ruminating thoughts, because I feel like it's not the pain, because the pain is familiar. And if you're a Cancer and you understand pain very well, it's the thoughts, it's the still being able to relive it in a sense, because you're thinking about it, that you need to work on. Okay, the crown chakra is your channel to the divine, and you need that channel wide open. But if there's too many distractions, you're not going to be able to see the clarity. You're not going to be able to tap in to that healing power, the reservoir within you, because you being a water sign, you have a well of water, right? And we're using water. I'm using water as a metaphor, right? Water, love, right? Within you, that cleanses, that heals, but that water is being suppressed. It's becoming clouded. It's because it's stagnant. It's not moving. What happens when water doesn't move? What happens with water that is stale and stagnant? It starts to get clouded. It starts to get thick. It can't move, right? And you can't see through that type of water. So there's this cleansing that's taking place, or trying to, but you have to move out of a space of where you are stagnant water, and when you become moving water. And what does that mean? It comes in different, based on your understanding, right, of yourself and what you've been through. It could be expression. It could be talking about it. It could be getting it out, right, through purging. And purging sometimes is difficult because purging comes with a lot of emotions. It's an outpouring. It's like a dam that's broken open. Can you imagine you getting broken open by the universe? Yes, yes, you can, because this is what has happened. You've been something has been put in front of you, and it was a storm, and it destroyed your foundation, but that foundation was weak. And all that stagnant, stuck, smelly, thick water got pushed out. And then there's an outpouring, and I'm seeing this image of a dam, and I'm seeing an image of all this water rushing out, cleansing the energy. We have self-worth and we have completion. So I'm bringing this to you because I want you to understand the symbology of water here, how important it is for you to understand how your emotions can be placid, like a very peaceful lake where the water is still, and then it could become very tumultuous. There's a vehemence of force that comes with the emotions that you, and the instability that you feel, right? Where the emotions go up and down, right? The emotions of if you can imagine water or an ocean, where the tides and the waves become very powerful and become very aggressive. You can understand that there is something within you that has been moving this water. It's been painful, but it has been a cleansing process for you because there's so much wounds, right? Stagnancy. And the spirit says, I had to break you wide open, baby. I had to get those waters moving. So a lot of self-care, beautiful, a lot of self-care and a lot of triggers are happening right now in this moment for some of you guys. And again, all the emotions that are stirring up within you, all that pain that's coming up in you is because there's a cleansing process. Your suffering has not been in vain. It has not. But Spirit wants you to know that there's a cycle coming to a completion here. Now, the ruminating and the thinking is part of inner reflection. It's part of doing the inner work, right? And a lot of you guys may be experiencing the dark night of the soul right now, okay? And even your person of interest. But you got to understand that there's a process that has to take place. And part of that process is feeling, because that's what you do, right? You're a water sign, and it's feeling. So part of the lack of clarity that is being brought to my attention with the crown chakra being in reverse is that there was confusion on somebody's part when it came to who they were connecting to on an intimate level. Okay, and this could even imply friends and family members. Okay, there was a lack of clarity with the people you were pouring into, because I'm using the analogy of water, but I also want to let you know that this water that you have is nourishment. It's, you know what, water is like one of the most important things you need in life to survive. You can't live without water, right? You can go without food for a little bit, but you can't go without water for too long, right? So I want to let you know that when I was talking about that overflow, and I was talking about how you was pouring into people and people were drinking of your cup, they kept leaving you empty. They kept leaving you depleted with nothing left for yourself. So you became very parched. You became very malnourished, right? And this is why this cleansing is taking place. And I want you to think about water for a second. I want you to think about water being the only element that can exist in three different forms, right? Maybe more than three. Let me see. Gas, liquid, and solid. Yeah, gaseous, liquid, and solid. I need you to understand why I'm bringing this to your attention, and it's not, to be cute or anything, or to sound scientifical. It's just because I'm trying to spark inspiration within you. And sometimes inspiration comes through symbology. Sometimes inspiration has to be visualized, right, in order for you to get the message. Something here is being acknowledged, right? And it is about accountability and responsibility, whether it be you or your person of interest. Somebody was not able to see that the people around them, they're drinking. Look at them. They got cups in their hands. And they're drinking until they're full. But they leave you with nothing. And you needed to see that. You needed to understand why is that. Because your overflow, okay, your outpouring and the love you were giving to this particular person was being given without a boundary, right? And I'm also seeing that you're clinging on to somebody, or somebody's clinging on to somebody here that is taking from them, but it's not being reciprocated. Some of you guys are needing to see a situation for what it is, okay? You need to see that somebody's never going to reciprocate what it is that you have given, right? What it is that you do innately, what it is that you, that what comes naturally to you. Some of you guys got to recognize that it's not everybody can offer and can be so generous in that capacity. Some people take and some people give. But this was a lesson about balance for you, Cancer. Again, community. Some of you guys are healers, shamans, psychics, tarot readers, Reiki practitioners, friends, counselors, nurses, doctors. You serve others in your community in some way. And the universe says we were setting you up to be able to serve your community, but we needed you to have this experience because there was some cracks in your foundation, and we wanted to make sure that if a storm comes, that you can withstand it. Do you understand? So back to this reading, somebody that you're connecting to is recognizing that they did not see your value. They did not see that this energy that you were providing to them, this water, this outpouring of love that you were giving to them, they didn't recognize that they were taking you for granted. Now, on one side of this storyline, there is somebody that you were connecting to that was connecting to other people that got to experience what it's like to be depleted, to be left empty, to be left starving, to be left thirsty, dehydrated. They had to experience that, what it feels like. But for you, what your gift is that when you're left empty, when you're left starving, dehydrated, broken, you have the capacity to heal yourself, right? They may not have the intelligence to heal themselves, so they tend to come towards you for this healing. There's a period of time where spirit pulled where spirit guided you through a tower moment, through some sort of epiphany to move away from this person that was taking from you, right? Through some sort of harsh reality check. And now that this person has been without your elixir of life, your love, your magic, they had to learn how to heal on their own. And yeah, you detached, Cancer. Some of you guys were connecting to an air sign. We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or you have somebody that is connecting to an air sign here. Air is about clarity. Air is about inspiration and perspective. It's a new beginnings, communication as well. I have here that somebody here was having a hard time coming out of their comfort zone, and they were clinging to a third party, but there is some sort of separation, okay, or detachment. Now, this could be you doing this, finally seeing that your well was running dry, and that there was no that a situation could not fulfill you, could not nourish you. So some of you guys are detaching and separating from an ideal or something that you really wanted, right? Or a connection you really wanted, a connection that felt like it could bring you the type of nourishment or the type of emotional fulfillment that you were supposed to be given to yourself. Some of you guys are getting a reality check or some sort of information or clarity about a connection. And it is going to be made very clear to you that this connection no longer serves your highest good, okay? Others of you guys, there is some sort of karmic justice coming in for all the suffering that you've had to endure, and there will be a new beginning. Clarify door to romance. Yeah. So we are seeing that somebody here from your past has bear witness to what it feels like to be in your shoes, Cancer. And they have to get a taste of the same suffering. Somebody here wants to come in and give you a new beginning, but some of you guys are on your way to moving forward into another connection. Okay, whether you know this or not, you are manifesting a commitment, Cancerian. Some of you guys, it is with someone from your past, because, like I said, you took your love away. They've been dehydrated, parched, thirsty. They've been beside themselves because the type of love that you were giving them, the type of nourishment and the outpouring, they can't find it in anybody else. They can't find it in these people here. Okay. You're flourishing. I see that you have been set up in a way so that you can speak about your experiences so that you can help other people. I see that spirit is setting you up in a way where people that have a lack of value, you are going to be adding to their value with some sort of service or kindness or generosity. You're teaching people how to change the deficit, right? Where their cup was empty, you're teaching people how to find their overflow. And that is a beautiful thing. So this is a career path for some of you guys that you're going to fall in love with. Okay, if you haven't already started this career, you're going to monetize your suffering. And I want you to think about what I just said. You're going to monetize your suffering. Okay, and however that translates to you, whether it be in writing a book, whether it be in taking up a career in psychology, counseling, youth services, charitable acts, whatever it is that you do, you're going to monetize your suffering. In divine timing, the truth to why you've experienced something is going to be made clear to you. And in divine timing, somebody is going to reveal some sort of truth to you. But they have to overcome a fear. And what's this fear, spirit, that this person needs to overcome? Obviously, it's coming out of their comfort zone. Abandonment. Somebody that you have connected to, somebody that has hurt you, they're going through a process of the dark night of the soul, because you're no longer in their life. You're no longer offering them the nourishment that they couldn't find on their own. You've distanced yourself. You've walked away. Well, your person is having an issue with abandonment and that they need to heal, because this is an abandonment card for me, this retreat card, this distance card. So they're working through that. They're doing shadow work, okay? Or they're connecting with someone that's mirroring wounds. They're in another relationship that reflects their childhood wounding, okay? So there's a healing of the inner child. So right now, this person's going through the dark night of the soul just like you had to. But see, the difference between you and this person is you had a couple of times, you took that class a couple of times to master it, right? And there's that outpouring. Now your cup runneth over, Cancer. Now you have that overflow again. You have enough for yourself and you have enough to give to others. Do you understand where I'm coming from here? I said that I saw a dam and I saw the water pouring out of it. No longer stagnant. Door to romance. Yeah. We have, for you guys, a lot of you guys, your struggle right now is forgiveness. And this outpouring in this tumultuous water, this storm, this vehemence that you feel within you, understand that it is to cleanse you. Understand that whatever you're going through, no matter how painful, no matter how many tears you've cried, no matter how many sleepless nights, understand that there is a process, and it's a rebuilding, a restructuring, because those cracks are being sealed, Cancer. Those holes are being covered up, Cancer. You're being rebuilt with a foundation that is impenetrable. And when the next storm hits, it cannot knock you down. So there's a completion of a cycle. A Tower moment comes to an end. Self-worth, your value, okay? There's an increase in value, not only internally. I always say your self-worth equates to your net worth. When you replenish that reservoir, when you tap into that inner healing and you understand what it means to have your cup runneth over, you are going to magnetize, right? And monetize that suffering because you're going to transmute it to a source of abundance for you. You're going to have an abundance of love, abundance of joy, abundance of positive emotions versus in the past, Cancer had an abundance of negative emotions. The switching between, so the water is always going to be like, it's always going to be an outpouring and an overflow. But instead of it coming from this energy of lack, of loss, of suffering, it's going to come from an energy of abundance. And because of that, you're going to attract a lot of worth. And this worth comes in many forms. Abundance comes in many forms. So a lot of you guys are in a reflective period. You're doing a lot of inner work, and that's beautiful. You're reflecting. But make sure that when you were reflecting that you're not allowing yourself to believe in the old narrative, right? Or stories or not allowing yourself to ruminate that nostalgia, the negative nostalgia. Be careful with that because that is a weakness or a Cancerian trait that can really keep those waters stagnant. You're being asked to show compassion, to nurture yourself. And I'm talking about that water, and understand that there is going to be a storm, but you are going to be able to withstand it because this storm is clearing a new path for you. Okay. So angel of balance, no more anxiety, worry, suffering. I don't know if you can see her face, but she has tears running down her face, tears coming out of her eyes. And like I said, a new path. Okay. Somebody's life hasn't been the same since you've been gone, but you will be flourishing in whatever capacity you need to flourish in, financially, emotionally, mentally. There's that path. Okay. So you have a decision coming towards you, what you need to know. The scales will be balanced. There will be justice in a situation. Some of you guys are walking away from something that doesn't serve you anymore. Some of you guys, you have a person coming towards you that has walked away from something that doesn't serve them. I got this Libra energy came through very strongly. Piscean energy came through very strongly. I didn't really focus on signs in this particular reading because I didn't use any tarot, but I want you to know that this balance that I'm talking about is coming in. You're going to learn reciprocity. You're going to learn equal give and take. You're going to learn to not overgive. And when you do have the overflow, that before you offer it to somebody else, make sure that their cup is also runneth over. Love you guys. I hope this was helpful. If it was, leave me a comment. Please like the video. And I'm not going to extend this one, but if it resonated and you want me to do a personal reading, I am accepting personal readings. All my information is down below. But this is a beautiful energy for you guys. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Keep healing. Understand that you have a higher purpose. And whatever you're guided to do, however you're guided to use that overflow to help others, trust that you are going to serve a purpose that is going to bring you so much joy and fulfillment. I definitely see that you have an opportunity for a new beginning in love. For a lot of you guys, this feels very new. It feels that it could be someone fresh, a new energy, and this is somebody that has gone through a process, the same thing that you've been through, but they have an overflow. Your cup is runneth over just like your cup is runneth over. So you guys are not going to deplete each other. You guys are going to enjoy the overflow together. Your message here says betrayal. It says trust that this pain is part of your journey. understanding that through this pain, it is teaching you and others to love more deeply and at a higher capacity. Exactly. So those thought patterns that I was talking about, just keep working on them and stop focusing on the pain itself, but focus on what you've learned. Okay. Thank y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.